morning, guys. It is pouring with rain outside. I actually got a bit of a chest infection and I lost my voice for a day. It's coming back, I'm fine. It's not the C word. I have had a morning. My husband lost his phone. It's found, but I literally went into freak mode. I was calling it and calling it. He told me he couldn't find it, so I'm calling it and it kept going straight to voicemail. I'm like, someone's gotten it and they've turned it off. It's gone. It's not in the house anywhere. It had full charge. And I'm just going through my head, okay, we'll go through and like change the bank details. And then I'm like, his phone is full of photos of me and the kids, because he takes photos of like me and the kids on his phone. And then when I see a moment, I take photos of him and the kids on the phone. And I've been okay with doing backups onto like our external hard drive. I don't think he has. And I just went through this whole, I'm about to lose like 4 years of photos and memories on his phone. So when he comes home tonight, he has a job to do a backup on his phone, and we're going to do the find my phone. We're going to swap our details over so we can locate it. That was a morning. But I got groceries, so in amongst that, groceries got collected. It is probably the smallest haul. It's like I've almost bought groceries for one and then milk for a family of 5. But we're gonna have a look at what it is, because today I wanna talk about I done this due to budgeting. The past 2 grocery hauls you would have seen, I spent over $200 because Coles had $15 off. So I saved $30 by doing those 2 weeks, and I got some really great savings. But now my fridge, freezer and pantry is getting overwhelmed and I need to pare it back. 1, from a spending point of view. 2, to make sure I'm not letting food go to waste. And 3, it's just not needed. I don't like having a huge stockpile for months on end, because where we live, I have access just down the road to get things if and when we need. But I like to have a little bit of stock on hand. I done a massive cook the other week, so the freezer is full. The fridge we're working through, in the pantry. So let me show you the grocery haul. Let me show you the few items I got today. I don't know if it's a grocery haul or not. And then we're gonna have a look through my fridge, freezer and pantry. Have not touched them, and I'm gonna show you what overwhelmed groceries can look like, and then how to like scale it back a little bit. Bring it back down so you can see and have some reality. So this week I spent, what is it, $63.73? $65.73. No discount codes. There was one, but I was like, no, it's not happening this week. Don't get tricked into doing that every week. If you're a big family and you would spend $250, $300 in groceries a week, those sales are awesome. Keep using them. But when we're a family and our budget is underneath that, I need to make sure that my spending fluctuates but averages out. And I'm going to go through this in my 28-day financial February challenge, where we're literally going to dissect all of our bank statements and find out what your budget currently is and then what you want to work towards. Groceries, let's go. Okay, fastest grocery haul ever right now. Milk. I actually grabbed 4 this week. 1, because I had the money there, but 2, we have gone through quite a bit, and I did have to buy a 3-litre one yesterday because we were out and I needed it. I grabbed yogurt. You guys know every week my kids will go through some kind of a dairy snack, whether it's yogurt or custard. I am looking at trying the Aldi's chocolate custard. You guys recommended a lot. I'm actually going to do the Aldi grocery haul on the 12th of November. I know you think I'm weird for pre-planning, but 12th of November I'm going to do my Aldi's grocery haul, and I have had their yogurts before from there. I actually really like their Greek yogurt when I used to shop there. So I might try some of their custards out and see what it's like. My favorite meat pies, a few of you have actually started trying these now. You can get like a large family one. We get these size here mainly because my kids have the mini ones and they're like seeing what we're eating is the same, and they like having more crust on their pie than just like a wedge. But these were on sale. They're really handy to have in the freezer. And I said this last week when I bought all those chicken crumbed steaks tenderloins. They're so handy, but I will only buy them when they're on sale. It is still cheaper to make your own, but I'm all about balance and convenience. These are super convenient. Peas, corn that are frozen down here, heat them up, mashed potato, dinner is done. You can go more gourmet if you want to. My family would happily eat this, have a full belly, and I feel like I'm a good mum because they've eaten the food that I've cooked. They actually like it. Peas and corn. I will always buy my peas and corn separately. Have a look for yourself, but for me, where I am, they're cheaper to buy separately and then mix them in a bag by yourselves. And sometimes I'll do like half a bag of peas, half a bag of corn, mix them, and then just have peas and just have corn. Sometimes my kids just want corn. Sometimes I'll do like a pea salad or mushy peas, so it's handy to have them. And I just use those cinchy pouches. These have worked out really, really good actually for using in my freezer. I'm actually about to wash up one now that has spaghetti bolognese in it, so I'm testing out how well the plastic is gonna hold up with like staining and that kind of thing from like a tomato sauce base. But I put all of our frozen foods into these and our frozen vegetables. The seal on them is really great. They haven't busted. It's a nice sturdy seal, and I think I've said it before, but the bases pop out, so they actually like stand up in the freezer, and when I'm defrosting them, they stand up, and they're good. I'm really liking them. Up the back, I grabbed some lemon juice. They didn't have the 500 ml, so I got the 2 bottles, but I only paid the cheaper price point out of them. I was out of lemon juice. I was gonna get some actual lemons, but this is just a good stock to have in the pantry. Bananas, a whole rock melon, 2 packets of blueberries, and 2 apples up the back there. That's all I got for fruit this week because we didn't need a lot of fruit. I'm not loving the quality of the strawberries at the moment, so we're not getting strawberries. Now my kids came home from kindy and they're like, we had rock melon. I'm like, we haven't had that in ages. Let's grab a rock melon. And this whole rock melon I think was $2, which is a great price point. So cut it up, store it correctly, and you get a longer lifespan out of your fruit and veg. Same goes with like my lettuce. This lettuce here looks a little bit smaller on the sadder side. To be honest, it's still fine. I've had bigger ones in the past, but I can get about 3 weeks out of this if I store it correctly. If I store correctly, I get a lot longer out of my fruit and veg. How I store my potatoes, onions, fruit. When we move house, I'm actually going to change how our fruit bowl is. Where it is now, it gets a lot of direct sunlight, and I'm finding our fruit and veg is going off like really, really quickly. But where we are now, it's not the only place I could store it. I don't want to spend the money on containers because when we move, those containers may be redundant. I'm holding out. I'm desperate to change some things right now, but I'm holding out on it because I'm being smart about we're moving in like 3 months. Could I say like maybe 2.5? I think I'm being too ambitious. Rubbish bags because we needed them. These were on sale. Kids are enjoying them, and along with the Nutri-Grain. My son loves this as a snack. Afternoon tea for him is a bowl of cereal, whatever. And then the other day we went to a play day, and my son's friend had these pretzels, the mini pretzels, and my kids really enjoyed them, so I grabbed a bag. These aren't standard size pretzels. They're little mini pretzels in one big bag, so I can portion them out into their lunch boxes or into little Ziploc bags. I purchased this here. This is the next size down in the cinchy pouches, and I was thinking I could use these for like when I make sauces, because I do make sauces and like reduced stocks. Like the seals on these are very, very good. But I thought I could put like the kids, if the tiny teddies my kids like, the flavor they like, were in bulk, I could literally use this here. It's the perfect size to put in like my snack pretzels, snack twisties, tiny teddies, crackers, homemade. I make homemade crackers. I haven't made them in ages. Let's make them again soon. But this is a great size pouch. And while the kids are having their lunch, they can put it on the ground. It stands up, doesn't fall over, and they can take out their snacks from it. So I bought these to make my sauces, but maybe next year I'll use these for like snacks. I could even use them now, like when we go out, I can just put them into like these snack pouches. What size this is, I don't know. So the extra large ones I got, were about this big. The other size down that I just showed you, this size here was the sandwich size. I mean, sandwich size, and look how large that is. This is the next size down. I've bought these all myself, so I'm just letting you know what I really think of something. But I think that would be great when I do like my bulk of these. 1, it's cheaper to buy it this way, and 2, I'm not having lots of packaging that is becoming rubbish. That's my grocery haul, guys. It looks kind of sad, doesn't it? But it's all I needed. It is so easy to get hung up on sale items. We buy that all the time. I need to have it. Spend $200, get $15 off. It's so good, I should do it. But then you've got to stop yourself and think, how does my fridge, freezer, and pantry look? And we are well stocked. I mean, you would have seen my freezer. Look at all the frozen fruit I have. I probably don't need to buy frozen fruit for months on end. I've got 3 bags of blueberries because I forgot I had these 2. I've got strawberries here that have opened, but when strawberries were like crazy cheap, I bought some and froze some myself. I've got more than enough to do like cooking and baking for probably months on end. The same goes for my freezer. Now I have portioned a lot of these things out. These are like the chicken, the fish fingers from last week. This is part of my massive cook up. I done like the beef, shredded beef. I've got dinners galore. I've got frozen ice cubes. I've got ice cubes. Avocados are really cheap at the moment. I've got 3 frozen here. So I said to hubby, if you want avocados, we need to eat these first. I've got homemade garlic bread. I've got 7 pizzas stacked here. And underneath there, I've got a bag full of 2 lots of those chips from Coles. So 2 kilos of frozen chips. I've got a whole chicken I butterflied the other week. Part of my cook. I think I share it with you. This is a butterflied chicken that I haven't cooked yet. Made, marinated, sitting there. This is that larger bag. And underneath here, I've got a huge lasagna. Like, she's a deep dish, deep tray. I've got chicken fingers. I'm full up the top here. I've got 2 taco minces. You'll see the video on Sunday for the food that I've prepped, but I don't need to purchase anything. And to add to that, I have this little freezer here, and inside here, we are a meat family. I apologize if you're not into meat. I've got sausages, mince. I've got, these are the chicken Steggles strips. I take them out of the boxes because it just makes it a bit more easier to put into the freezer for me. I've got like bags and bags of it. I've got another spag bowl. I've got homemade sausage rolls from months ago. The kids' meat pies, chicken nuggets, bread. Up the back there, I've got chicken. I've got more beef mince. And then I've got bread and bagels and pizza bases. I don't need anything, hence why there is no bread this week. I wanted to try and like gut the freezer of the bread. Okay, my fridge. Now I had to chuck like the milk and the yogurt in because it's getting too warm out, it's starting to sweat. I find when my fridge is too full, I actually get quite, not overwhelmed, the organizational stuff just goes for me. And the reason I like to organize, because I mean, hello sad looking capsicum, I didn't prep you. It's just sitting there. It's still fine, like that little quarter part there, I can use and I will use, but I mean, I probably could have gotten better use out of that by storing it correctly. I've got pasta that's been sitting there for a week tomorrow. Need to get rid of that. I've got a block of cheese up there. I've got a block of cheese there. That's been opened. That's been opened. Exactly the same. And then I got this cheese last week because I wanted my kids to try the tasty cheese. I don't need cheese. I've got veggies in this drawer, which I just don't do. I mean, look at this here. Cucumber. She's living a sad life. If you see Glad Wrap, it's my husband. Another capsicum. I didn't store it correctly. I've got a whole capsicum there. I don't like using this drawer. When was the last time we used this beetroot dip for that burger that I like making? That'll be off by now. I've got 2 lots of 18 eggs that we need to get through, and that's gonna get cooked up today. But I've got that cabbage I bought 3 weeks ago. It'll still be fine, but because I buy more things, that gets forgotten. It looks pretty, but it gets forgotten, and I'm wasting food by not having it organized. So I went through my fridge and freezer the other day, and I'm like, this is just, the grocery haul is just getting a bit unrealistic now, and I've got plenty of food, but now I'm starting to waste food, and I need to bring it back down. So what I'll do today, I'm not gonna film it, but I need to reorganize my fridge. I need to clean it and get it resorted. I need to get back into using my board, and I was pretty good at doing like the dinner planning and things that we're getting low on. So this week you will see that I managed to get my lemon juice. I'm out of whole grain mustard, I'm out of cacao, I'm low on salt, I'm very low on coffee, I'm out of Milo. Milk, we had to buy milk the other night because we were out. I don't usually get that low. I'm not usually out of stock on things that we have all the time. So for me, the planning, it's not like aesthetically pleasing to be on Instagram or YouTube or be, you know, it looks nice. I'm doing it for a purpose because I know right now that fridge has got food waste, and for me that's just money that we've spent to purchase something that's literally, for us it's going to the compost. My son's actually doing an amazing job at growing his corn. Down the bottom there, potatoes growing. He's got a corn there and a corn there. My mint has come back to life. These, you want to go outside, sweetheart? These spring onions I've had for 4 years. I bring them with me everywhere and they just survive. And then their capsicums down there. When we move, we're actually building a veggie garden. I'm just working with what I've got right now, but my mint is thriving, so hello Friday cocktails. But these are my son's corn. He's got one there, and this one here will start to come out of there, and that will be the other one there. And they're the seeds that'll end up resprouting. But let me show you the pantry. The dog's outside now in the pouring rain. Let me show you really what's going on. So at the very top, up here, there are 2 bags of rice. I didn't pay attention the other night, and I have been tired, and we have had things that have preoccupied us, and it's okay. It's okay if this happens. I bought that because it was half price last week or the week before, and it's sitting on the floor. They're 5 kilo bags. So I've got 5, 10, 15, and that's full of rice. I reckon that's a whole bag in there. So I've got 20 kilos of rice. I need to pare back on things. Other stuff I'm like really good on, but when I don't pay attention and things aren't organized, I'm kind of giving myself grace because we are moving out of here, because I'd actually get better storage for up here and do things a bit different over here. But because we are moving, I'm giving myself a bit of grace because I don't want to spend money to reorganize this to work better for me. Like put labels on here that these are teas and coffees. These are pasta and pre-made meal. I don't want to do that because when we move it just may not work. But I definitely need to go through and just understand what I've got. This section here is really good because I done a massive cook last week and I used up so many tin tomatoes. These are going to get cooked up as well, which is great. I bought loads of beans because I plan on doing all of these salads, and in the past couple of weeks it's just not worked out, but I'd like to get those salads made. I don't need any more tinned fruit. My cooking, baking section's looking pretty good. And then you come down, like I got potatoes down here, a massive full thing of potatoes in there, and sweet potatoes and onions in there. Now don't get me wrong, I'm really proud of myself for how much we've got, and I feel very fortunate that we've been able to purchase those things. And apart from the fridge, if I store it correctly, it actually lasts quite a while. But I find I get overwhelmed now when I go to look for things or try and plan things because I just can't see, well, there's almost too many options to choose from. So grocery haul this week is very small. My aim next week is I don't want to spend over $100. It might be tricky because there are items that I'm actually out of and want to purchase, but I'm trying to think differently as well. So the kids will sometimes have a Milo, not often now. They used to have a Milo every morning, every night. My parents started it. I think it's a British thing, I'm not too sure. But they've pared right back. I've still got half a tin, don't judge me, of Nesquik, chocolate Nesquik. So if the kids really wanted a Milo this week, we've been giving them like a really milky, diluted chocolate Nesquik, like warmed up. Because I want to get rid of the tin, I need to use it up, and I think that's fine. I don't have cocoa powder, but I've got chocolate drinking powder. So in some of my cooking, I've been using that until I get the cacao powder, cocoa powder to cook. So I'm trying really hard to drop down things that I'm not using. Maybe they're a little bit out of date, but I can still use them. But you can see how overwhelming it can get when you're buying to get the discounts, to get the savings, you're stocking up because they're half price. There definitely is a time when you've got to stop and go, I just don't need it, and pare it right back. And look, you know, if I didn't buy yogurt this week, my kids just wouldn't have yogurt. There's other things we can do. I can make homemade milkshakes. I could make different snacks for them. They don't have to have a yogurt or a custard throughout the week. It's just something that I like to give them, but there is definitely no need to give it to them. I'm gonna be honest here too. My kids don't have to have a piece of fruit every day. Sometimes it gets to Thursdays and I'm out of like fruit they like to eat. Well, you know what? They just have a whole pancake instead. It's full of spinach. I'm not going to judge myself on it. But yeah, I guess I just wanted to show you a bit of reality on when you buy too many things, it can get overwhelming, but also just what my house currently looks like in the kitchen. It is never perfect. I try and keep it organized to make sure I'm not wasting things. Today's grocery haul was great for me. It's gonna be easy to put away, clean the fridge out. The pantry, I'm probably just gonna let go, to be honest, because most of the stuff in there is got a great perish, like use by date on it. But that's my grocery haul video. That's a look at my fridge, freezer and pantry and what it currently looks like. I haven't cleaned anything because I just want to show the people out there that probably watch too many Instagram accounts and YouTubers that have these perfect looking fridges and freezers and pantries, and they wash their fruit and veg and they store it correctly. I'm not one of those people, I'm sorry. I just do what I need to some days to get by, but that is it. I hope you enjoyed. We've got torrential rain here today, so if you are in an area where it is pouring, please keep safe. I think I've heard some good news about Melbourne and Sydney with lockdowns. I don't honestly know, so if you are in those areas and you've gotten some good news, I'm so happy for you. I need to let my dog back in, put the rest of my groceries away, clean my fridge. That is my goal today, to clean my fridge, and we will talk again soon, guys. Bye.